Khaakstan. I'm Krish Palmer.
And I'm Phil Krish.
But first, to our top headlines. Betty was named Goat of the Year today when our owner, our reporter, Mr. Sagdiev, entered her to a competition.
Reports suggest that it was close competition, but Betty was also confident she could come out first. The judges said it was her charm, beauty, and ability to make chocolate milk.
Now over to Borat at the nuclear power plant. You must be delighted that Betty won.
And that is how my dog got AIDS. Hello, I am a Borat and I'm here to tell you about nuclear power with these two technicians, Tom and Aiden. I like you. You like me?
Yes.
Yes. Nice. What do you do at this nuclear power station?
We are safety inspectors and make sure that the nuclear reaction is safe at all times. By the way, sir, could you please put some goggles on?
Yes, like these.
Yes, much better.
It is nice. Nuclear reactor. What it do?
The nuclear reactor holds the nuclear reaction, which is called nuclear fission.
How does it work?
Nuclear fission is the splitting of the nucleus of an atom into lighter parts. When a heavy element is split, it can produce huge amounts of energy in the forms of electromagnetic and kinetic energy.
Houston, we have a problem.
Yes.
Something's wrong.
Well, so why is fishing good for producing energy?
Not fishing, fission. It works because the nuclear fission produces lots of heat, which is used to heat water, which turns the turbines that turn the generator that produce energy.
Alright, in Kazakhstan, we had energy too, electricity, but we run by goat on a wheel. It spin and make light bulb glow bright.
Okay, sounds good.
What is nuclear fission? Sounds dangerous.
It is. During World War II, the Americans used nuclear fission to create a nuclear bomb that killed 1,000 people.
Oh, that is nice. I like. Boratis, you have wife?
Yes, why?
My wife, she is dead. High five. How can you make a nuclear bomb?
Well, firstly, you need to make a case for parts to fit in. Much like this. Then if you wanted to make a fission bomb, you would get the critical mass of either uranium and U-235 or plutonium Pu-239.
You would then use implosion to turn a subcritical mass into a critical mass. You would do this by surrounding the uranium or plutonium with high explosives. The explosion then pushes them together, making the critical mass, causing the atoms to split.
This then causes a chain reaction, causing all the atoms to split, creating a huge amount of energy. The explosives have a time charge that will blow just before the impact, as then the bomb will have maximum energy, causing maximum destruction.
Once Borat have a bomb, it will kill the dirty gypsies, but then Borat's neighbor build a bigger bomb. Borat's neighbor always has what Borat has, so Borat bomb his neighbor's house.
Very nice.
Well, these bombs, they kill people.
Well, yes, they kill millions of people.
Wow, could it really? Well, why is nuclear energy good then?
The CO2 emissions are relatively low, so it does not affect the environment. Also, you can make lots of energy from just one nuclear power plant.
The only negatives are that it costs a lot to set up, and you have nuclear reactive waste to get rid of. Also, it could contaminate a large area if tiny leak radiation.
That is bad, yes?
Yes, it is, as the particles travel in a random motion and can contaminate large areas of land, air, and it could even contaminate humans.
Sounds bad.
Yes, if the ground or air become contaminated, it could take thousands of years before the radioactive levels are at a reasonable level and would not pose a risk to the inhabitants. If it was a low-level contamination, then the risk would depend entirely upon the contaminant. Also, the half-life would be short. The best way to deal with it would be to let it decay naturally.
But if it were a high-level contamination, then it would pose a huge risk to humans and the environment, and would take thousands, maybe millions of years for the effects to reduce to a safe level.
What is a half-pipe?
A half-life is the time that it takes for half of the radioactive particles in a substance to decay. This could take thousands of years to do so.
Well, that is a long time.
Yes, but the fact that it does this means that the area that it contaminates is abandoned, and sometimes nearby crops near the boundary are contaminated as well. It could also get into people's bodies via the food. Also, the radioactive particles could also contaminate the water, which could then go all around the world. So, eventually, millions of people could be affected by it if there was a tiny leak.
Fortunately, the chance of an accident occurring is very small, and the amount of safety procedures means that the risk of radiation leaking is minute. So you have nothing to worry about, Borat.
That sounds good. Oh, what do you think? I like Cinque.
I arrive in America's airport with clothing, US dollars, and a jar of gypsy tears to protect me from AIDS.